to the Brad Kraut Show with your host, Brad Kraut. I don't know what episode number this is going to be, but let's just dive into it. We have 3 social media stars here today in Dallas, Texas. We have James, we have Justice, and we have Lucas.
What's up, guys?
How are you guys feeling today?
Amazing.
Like every other day, it's a blessing to wake up. I'm excited. I'm ready to get into this.
The energy is great here.
Lucas, you just traveled too, right?
Do what? Yeah, I just got back from New York, so this is like pretty much a back-to-back trip. So I'm excited. I love traveling. It's fun, you know. It's fun meeting new people, new experiences. So
yeah, I'm big on just surrounding myself with other like-minded individuals, and I'm a big believer that the like-minded individuals will eventually come together and find each other.
I think they'll naturally just gravitate each other because of the decisions they make along their way. It'll naturally lead them to that one path, one moment that lines up for all of them to come together and do something big like they're meant to be. So I think that's actual like true thing that happens throughout the world in like many cases of like many people experiencing like business opportunities out of nowhere, and it just happens if you're in the right place at the right time and you make the right decisions along the way. It's gonna happen, and if you have faith it will. I think it will for sure.
Yeah, so let's dive right into it. I just want to hear kind of how all of you guys met, all of like your journeys. So like Lucas, I know, when did you have like over 200K on Instagram, over 2 million or over 1 million?
Well, it's like I'm at 1 point, I think 2, 1.2,
like 1.2 million
something
on
like that.
TikTok.
Over 1 million.
So like, just talk to me about like your journey on coming up on social media.
So it pretty much started like 6 months after COVID, and I was in college. I was in engineering school. I hated it. It was rough.
Academic weapon.
I was the OG academic weapon. No, I was kidding. But no, like I really didn't like school. It was really hard, and I didn't see myself working in the engineering field. So I always like and I always enjoyed fitness. Fitness was always like the foundation, the root of everything I did. So I wanted to make a way to make fitness like my main kind of source of income, my main like, you know, like hobby that I can, you know, like pursue, right? So that's when I kind of got the idea to just start posting, because like that's where everyone starts. You just start posting. So I made
content is king. Liver is not king. Content is king.
Content is king. Yeah. So yeah, I started posting. I made my own Instagram account. I made a separate like fitness account, and then that's when I saw other influencers on TikTok were kind of popping off, and I was like, well, let me experiment with TikTok. It's basically like, you know, like the OG Vine. Like the algorithm is crazy, so why not just start posting on there? So I just started posting like these corny like gym clips of me just working out, and I put like a quote over it, and it's just like I did that for my first probably like 2 to 3 months of TikTok, and it worked. I got up to 60K, but then I like eventually plateaued, and that's when I realized like I'm never gonna be able to really build a cult following or people that actually get inspired by it. I mean, I'm sure like I can get a couple people, but overall like people don't see me, they don't see my personality through that content. So I need to start doing something where my face is like the center of it, and I actually like speak words that help inspire people. So that's why I got this idea one time.
So were you doing this in college, or this was like right
This was in college.
Oh, in college.
During college.
What year in college?
This was my junior year in college.
Got it. Okay,
yeah.
I just wanted to know in my head.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ever have any questions, just like,
I'm a fire.
But yeah, so I remember one day we have this group chat, shout out Muscle Beach on Snapchat, with a bunch of my boys, and we would always send these videos firing each other up for the gym. And it would just be everybody in there. We would just scream at each other. And then one time I just decided to post it on my story. Not in the group chat, but on my story on Snapchat. I posted on my story, and I had so many people swipe up. I had so many people screen record it. Everyone was like, dude, this is hype. Like, you need to post this on TikTok. Why aren't you posting this on TikTok? So then I was like, yeah, that's true. Why don't I post on TikTok? So I posted on TikTok with like a hype sound behind it, and of course it just blows up.
Like,
it just went stupid.
Like what were the numbers on that?
So my first one actually didn't like go mega viral. It probably got like 200K, but obviously like that's pretty good.
Start, yeah.
That's a pretty good like
momentum.
Exactly.
Like after that, you're probably like, holy shit! Like why don't I just keep making more videos
so
like this?
I understand, and then I understood how the TikTok algorithm works. They favor very like consistent content that like looks the same. So I just kept doing it, but with a different like quote, different motivational quote, like screaming it, getting people fired up for the gym. So I did, and then I posted like 2 or 3 more times, and like I think the 4th TikTok just went mega viral. I got like 3 million views, 4 million views, something like that. And then like from there, like I just kept pumping it. And my thing was like screaming sheesh at the beginning of my videos. I don't know if you were like, if you remember this. I was like, sheesh. Sheesh, get up and go.
Yep.
But yeah, so I did that for a while, and then
I know
just,
a lot of people like use it as like their
their ringtones.
Their ringtones or like their alarms.
Yeah.
Because people have been hitting me up like get like a kick the sheets like or alarm going, but I haven't really done it. I know some people might have like screen recorded or use it.
Right, yeah. But yeah, so I just kept doing that, and eventually I started transitioning my followers to Instagram, and the rest is history. I'm here now with Brad Kraut.
Oh yeah. And what about Justice? What about for you?
So like for me, it was same thing. I went to school, didn't really like it. And there's
What school?
I went to Texas A&M.
All right, what Lucas? What's
UNC Charlotte.
UNC
Charlotte.
Yeah. So I wanted to be like a lawyer at first, and I was going to school. I had like a 4.0. Like it was all fun, and I enjoyed the experience and everything. But like I knew that there was just something more. Especially like I always wanted to be like an entrepreneur. And around that time after high school, I like got and found myself in falling in love with fitness because I was always competitive. I did all the sports, and I was like, I need something else. I'm not going to continue to do a sport because I want to use my mind, because I knew my mind was like my most powerful thing. And so I wanted to use that in the long run so I can just get further by using that instead of using brute force and like working for like my future. Instead, I wanted to use my mind and have it work for me. And so I like fell in love with fitness. I found this guy named Kino Body. If any of you guys know him, I like saw one of his ads, how to have a Hollywood physique, and I clicked on it, and I was like,
Is he the bald guy?
No, he's got the long hair.
He does fasting. His name's like Kino Body or Grego Gallagher.
Intermittent fasting.
I stumbled upon his ad, and I was like, I want to be like this guy. He's like shredded. He's like natural. He's good looking. And like, I just want to be like this guy. And so like, I fell in love. I bought his program, and then I started working. I started seeing results. And then I stumbled upon David Lade, which was like the first ever fitness influencer, like not influencer, but like the fitness person that shared like his journey. And I was like, I could do that too, and I can be an inspiration to people, which helped me become like a better life, because fitness changed my life for the better and helped me create so much more habits that were better for me and pushed me, and that made me a stronger man as who I am today. And I appreciate fitness for that reason specifically. And so whenever I had that idea came into my head, seeing David Lade, seeing other people post about it, I was like, I can do that too. And so I did. I was posting like a YouTube video. I posted on Instagram. Nothing was catching, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, I didn't even want to make a TikTok account. I was very, like I said, I wanted to be a lawyer, so I was very Republican. I was like, China runs TikTok. I'm not posting any of my stuff on there. Like, it's a bunch of weird stuff on TikTok. So I didn't do that for like a year. And then I was like, okay, none of this is working. Let me make a TikTok. Let me post a video and see what happens. I post my first video, and it gets 1,000 views. And I'm like, okay. So I don't know anything about
that. So right away on TikTok, you already had like instant gratification.
Right away,
like,
that's insane.
I blew up off the first video. It was crazy. And so I'm like, okay, I can either post random videos or I can be smart about this. I have a lot of traction now out of nowhere. It was exciting, and I could have jumped the gun and just posted random stuff and gone a totally different way. But I said I studied the algorithm more. I studied it for like weeks, and then I started posting exactly what the algorithm wanted in my own specific unique way with the content that I had. So my content was never repetitive. It was always different in some sort of way, and because I wanted to keep it different, because I saw TikTok, it was just a repetitive loop of the same shit. Was it strictly
like workouts?
It was all fitness stuff, all fitness thing related, funny content, mostly humor. I would like get it through humor, because humor was huge on TikTok. People want to laugh, people want to have fun, and so I used my humor. I did some crazy stuff. I was doing shots of pre-workout, like lifting 300 pounds with one hand, curling it, and just I involved a lot of women in my TikToks, because women, of course, they run TikTok. Yeah. Why would I not? So just common sense. You don't
gotta burn the bush, like it's.
Exactly, the ingredients are right there, just use them. So I did that, and more of my videos popped off, and I was just like, okay, I know the algorithm, I know what people want to see, I know what people want to hear, and I can do this in my own way. And so but that wasn't the whole point of that. The whole point of it was to gather a following so I could show them who I really am through YouTube videos. So I posted YouTube videos, they popped off, they did great. I gained a lot of my alpha gang, my followers. I love you guys, all of y'all, through like YouTube, Instagram, and now y'all follow me, and now I'm getting people onto Snapchat, which I have like a good amount of my following. All my socials, by the way, Just Fit Justice, keep them all the same. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all of it Just Fit Justice. If you guys want to follow me there, I post a lot of my content and whatnot. But that was like TikTok was my breaking point of like your
catalyst.
I exploded. Now I'm at like 850K, and now like I use that. and all that. But now TikTok's like, it's changing over the time, because I've been doing this for like over a year now. It changed a lot, and so you got to adapt. So you got to adapt with the times, and if you don't, you get left behind. So that's kind of what brought me to making Vision.
Yeah, I want to talk about Vision.
Yeah, we can get into that. But that's
right
kind of
before
where
that,
my story.
Like, were you doing like creating all this content while
in
school?
So
yeah,
I skipped over that. So while I was in school, and I was always the one. I was never smart or like per se like the book. I knew like this was the right answer. I was never smart like that, because I knew none of that mattered. If I can get an A somehow and figure it out, whether it be through asking a friend or whether it be through me studying at the last minute and using my mind, because it wasn't really that hard. They give you the answers. They give you the textbooks. It's a matter of if you're going to learn the information or if you're going to get the information. So just get it done. That's all I'm going to say. And I ended up dropping out because I figured out that I didn't have to do that, and I was just only digging myself into a deeper hole that I didn't even want to be in the first place. So as soon as I knew I could be financially free and basically pull myself out of that system that I was in and live like the life how I want to live now, I did that while grinding on the side, posting TikToks, 3 TikToks a day, posting on Instagram, getting all the creatives that I could for like my videos, and just spending time on that and putting a lot of effort into that. And that's what made me like blow up and grow a following that I did, that was able to help me get out of what I didn't want to be in and live my dream and help inspire other people to live their dream. So I was working on the side while doing school, but like it wasn't like I was doing school, I was figuring school out in ways, like it's not.
And during that time, what did your parents think about you dropping out?
So like I'm Japanese, so like the culture in Japanese is school. They've always told me like school, discipline, school, and all the education. They are huge on that. And so I told them I wanted to drop out, but my family is very loving, so like they support me, but they still want me to go back to school. Like they still want me to have a degree, and I'm like, why? And they're just like, because I want you to have one. I'm like, you don't even have like a good reason for me to like have one, just to have one for like the status, and it's just like I'm not gonna use it, it's useless, so there's no point. So I had to be a man in that aspect and just say, no, this is my life. I know that I'm very grateful for everything you guys have given me, but like sometimes you got to put your foot down, even if it's against your own parents, so that you can live the own life that you want to live. And I had to do that. It was tough, but sacrifices need to be made if you want to win at the end, I think.
100%. For sure. Definitely. And I want to get into Vision, but before, James, I want to hear about your come up on social media, and then I feel like talking about your come up, it can kind of tie into Vision and kind of what you guys are doing right now with the company.
Yeah, so similar to Justice and Lucas, I started in college during COVID.
Do we look alike? Do we look alike or no? Like I feel like we're kind of like both like stocky guys now.
Maybe like no, I don't see it.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
No, so I was in it was COVID, so no classes, or there were classes, but they're all online. So like there was time to do other things, and then at the time, I was watching TikTok. I saw these fitness guys, right? I saw them, they were doing like simple workouts. I was like, dude, I could do this, right? Like they're putting no effort into their fitness. I love fitness. I've always loved fitness since high school. I totally transformed my body. I was a guy known for like having abs, stuff like that. So fitness, I always loved fitness. I will always do fitness, even if the social media wasn't on the side. But I saw these guys doing like the simplest things. I was like, you know what? I could do this. And similar to Justice, I watched David Lade, Steve Cook, all the Gymshark guys like coming up. That's when I got into fitness as well. And then that's how I got inspired. And I was like, dude, I want to start posting. So I started posting TikToks during COVID. I blew up pretty quick too. I gained 30K in like the first few months, which is like all right at the time. Hit my first 2 million video in like the first 2 weeks. It was just like a silly bench press video I did. And then kind of just took it from there. And like, you love the college questions. At the time I was in nursing school. So the schooling was...
Christ, so you're going to be doing like grad school too.
Yes.
Like, oh my.
It was pre-nursing, but like still I had to make like good grades because like you have to like get accepted.
Have the grades for that.
Sure.
Yeah.
You have
to. I'm not like shitting on like the nurses.
No, it's hard.
I'm saying like it's hard. Like,
That's
respect,
why.
like respect that. It's
I'm
just
about to shit on it.
You say whatever you want. I'm just saying like.
Yeah. There's a lot of pressure in nursing school.
I was an academic weapon, bro. I was at the library every single night studying for anatomy, microbiology, all those shitty classes. I had a 4.0 and I was a male student. So if you don't know, there's no male students in nursing. So they accept more males.
What about communications?
No, I don't know.
All right, I was gonna say there's a stigma in the communication school. It's like all females. I'm in communication
is it?
school. Yeah,
Dude,
no,
no.
a lot of hot girls.
I swear, in my nursing classes, there was 3 guys out of 150. Like, guys, the nurses love guys. They could pick up people, and they just want guys. If you're a guy, you're gonna get accepted. So I was basically like promised into the
What
nursing
school were you
program. Texas A&M, but a branch of it.
Got it.
Went for nursing. They accept a lot of nursing students. So I was promised into the nursing program. Basically had like my life set out if I wanted to pursue this nursing thing.
Shit. Sorry.
I had my life set out. I was going to be a nurse, graduate as a nurse, but at the time I was making this fitness content. I was able to see like I could make a living out of it. I was making money off of commission, stuff like that.
So like at the time, like the money that you were generating was through like codes, basically.
Codes.
Got it. Okay.
Athlete commission.
Yep.
I signed with Yo Club with less than 100 followers because I saw the vision. I knew they're going to blow up. So yeah, started posting fitness, making a little bit of money. And even though I was like doing school and fitness, school was like kind of easy at the time, especially all online. Like I was just cheating, BSing my way through college.
You're just getting through, like getting
Yeah,
by,
getting
just kind of
A's.
going through the
No,
motions.
I was getting A's because I had to get A's.
Yeah. But you were just, what I'm trying to say is like, you were just finessing your way
I was
through.
finessing for sure.
Yeah, I 100%.
Like my
That's the
girlfriend had the
exact same
same
thing I
classes
did.
as me.
Everyone was.
Yeah.
I was copying all my girlfriend's shit, like just stealing her grades. She would give me A's. I was like promised to do
Dude,
this
that's
program.
the game. You gotta learn how to play it.
Dude, that's why I'm gonna ask you questions later about college. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're pro college.
I'm just pro like go for what you
Yeah.
like for what you
For sure,
want.
whatever you're gonna do,
Well,
you're
let's save
Yeah,
that.
let's-
But
yeah,
keep
let's
going.
finish,
Keep
let's
going.
finish.
No, keep going. I'll write that down in my notes so we can cover it.
And then after that, just kept on posting consistently and got with a team. These guys were on the same team as me. Started networking, finding people, and just kept posting, kept grinding. From TikTok. TikTok is where it all started. That's where you grew your following.
I feel like that's
And then
for
now
every
we're-
creator. Like that's kind of like the
Yeah.
theme here is every creator has like a platform that like is like a catalyst for them to kind of start like building their personal
sure.
brand. And
Yeah.
obviously
TikTok.
TikTok is a great way to really like start your personal
Yeah.
brand and like have that viral moment or just continue like have that viral moment, but then you have to think about how you can like build off that viral
Yeah.
moment and not just be like a sensation for
Exactly.
that time.
I mean, dude, the app is crazy. Like, you're blowing up overnight type stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you never seen that with YouTube. It's hard on YouTube, hard on Instagram. TikTok was like crazy.
Yeah.
Because all these random people across the world have a chance to like make this a career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Everyone hates on TikTok, incling myself. But
I hate
it.
But at the
All
end of
of
the
us
day,
hate
you
it
do
here.
have to appreciate
Respect
that. You have to
Use
respect
the tools
it.
that you were given. Okay, that's just it.
Yeah, I feel like
Dude,
everyone.
I wish I could have done
Well,
YouTube.
I want to save that the topic that I want to talk about, the
Okay.
power like social media and just like
Okay.
TikTok in general.
I'll wrap it up. So,
Yeah.
I was able to make a living for myself. Now I moved out to Dallas, 7 hours away from my hometown, and now I'm just kicking it, making a living. And the funny thing
So
is,
how are you like generating money right
most of my income is from one-on-one coaching.
Okay,
So
cool.
that's what I
now?
spend.
One of
all
my best
morning-
friends dropped out of college
Dude,
and is now crushing it in
I'm
online.
being
Coaching is a
serious.
great way to
If
generate
y'all
money.
wanna make some
100%.
side income, y'all would kill it in one-on-one coaching, because like it's so much time efficient than like coaching in real life. I did in real
In
life
person,
coaching.
yeah.
I did the
feel
group
like that's
classes,
way more
but like now you get to have like 30 clients that you.
kind
It's
of
not that you
funnel
don't
into
have to
your
attend to
phone.
them, but like you have your own time to put to
Create
the
your own
side.
schedule. Yeah.
Exactly. You just give them
Yeah.
a nutrition plan, training plan. They follow it. Check-ins. It's super time efficient,
Yeah.
and it's the
Did you
value,
have
and
to
it's
put money
crazy.
into that?
more
Not,
effort, right?
not really, just effort, and then for the software, it's $42 a month compared to all the customers or clients I get. And then I recently just raised my prices, so like that's a great way of income. And then the sponsorships that I have right now, the people sponsored by these brands here, Vision, Dogged, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm able to make a living. And the best thing, this was the most satisfying thing, to text my mom like as soon as I moved out here in the first 2 months I lived here, because
When did you move out here?
August, September, around that time.
Oh,
So I've been here a minute.
August, September, October, November, December, like 6 months.
6 months.
There we go.
I still use my fingers too, and I'm an engineer. So.
These college students, man. No, so the most satisfying thing was my mother. She's Filipino, so the Asian culture, dude. They love school. They want you to go to school. They want you to be in the nursing field. My mother wanted to super heavily.
So you were doing
But I
nursing
think
because of your parents?
they do that because they really care
A lot of
about
people-
you and your
a
future.
lot of people
but
go
that's
into
all they
education because of
think
their parents.
that your future
That's
is worth is
yeah.
academics, and they think the only way you can have a good future is through
Yeah,
that. But they
I
actually
agree.
care about you. It's
They
not,
do
It's
care.
not just like, oh,
They
do
think
this,
that's
do this.
the only
thing
way.
they know.
Well, you gotta think
That's
about the
what they're
generation
passionate
they grew up
Exactly.
in. The times are
That's
changing,
all
you
they
know.
were taught, just
Yeah.
from college.
They
You better go
think
to college
this
or
is
you're
the
not
way.
gonna make it.
That's the only way.
Anyways, the most satisfying thing was like, now I make more money in monthly than I would if I were to get a nursing degree, and showing her that and like proving her to that was like the best thing ever. So now
You have
she
the
truly
receipts.
she truly believes, and like now she's really supportive. My dad too, very supportive of all this stuff. They see like kind of like the business side of it now that I've shown
Yeah.
them. I could
Bro,
really
you're only
support
21,
myself.
right?
Exactly.
20. This guy's
That's
21
crazy.
years old. Lucas, how old are you?
You're
22.
22.
22?
Yeah.
I did 22. Yeah.
I'm 20. Dude.
We're killing it.
This was all right.
We're killing it. Yeah. So that's kind of my story.
Yeah. But let's dive into Vision.
Yeah.
So
do
it.
how did you start Vision? Were you like, all right, if I can build my personal brand to as big as I can build it, and then eventually I can start a company and it can be successful because of the person behind it? Was that kind of like your thought process kind of through it? Kind of walk me through that.
Pretty much, and then it was just a perfect thing that I had Ken in there because without him, like none of this would be possible, honestly, because he does like so much behind
Back
the
end, for sure.
behind the scenes stuff that like nobody sees. But that's like the plan that we had going into this. Like he knew a lot about the business aspect, and I knew a lot about the social media and how to like work it and all that. So we put our minds together. And we got together to create Vision, you know, like he wanted me to express like whatever I wanted in the company, like came up with the name Dialed, came up with the name Vision, like all of that was like me and Lucas's vision. Whenever I
No
came,
pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. It was just truly our vision. It came to me and I was like, that's what I'm gonna call it. And we decided to make it VZN so that it can be like Vision, but VZN, 3 letters, super short and simple and aesthetic. And then I was like, you know, I can go very fast if it was just me and Cannon. I can go fast, but I can go further if I brought on someone else like-minded. And he
Well,
brought on someone else.
what's like the whole meaning
So-
behind Vision?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. So like I brought on Lucas on my side so that we can just kind of build together and create the vision. So what Vision is all about, in my opinion, was from me deciding, having that realization, I need to bring Lucas on so that we can create this even more further and go higher in the pyramid. You know, if I have a bigger foundation, the pyramid's only going to go higher. So Vision is honestly all about bringing everyone together, and so that we can express our truest and like most potential in our vision, because the more people that you have surrounding you, fueling your vision every day, people acting on their vision every day. You see that. I see him working on his thing. I see James working on his thing, his hustles. I see Brad doing his own thing, kick the sheets. It just motivates you, and then all that energy around will make you want to do your thing, and that's what Vision's all about. Bringing everyone together so that we can all experience our vision to the fullest, because it can only be to the fullest if you have everyone else there with you, helping you. And
I couldn't have said that any better. That
Yeah,
was literally
you did.
that was literally perfect.
so it's just based off of like every little decision, just me adding on Lucas can make up the entire thing. So it's a matter of like how you do one thing is like how you're gonna do everything, and so it just all starts off with the little things.
Yeah, so I want to bring this topic up, just like fitness, like influencers as like a whole, because I feel like there's a lot of fitness influencers that like don't think like they just think to just get like, you know, try to get like a young LA code or something, and that's
Yeah.
like it.
And
Where,
that's
the
like where they
dream.
cap
Yeah.
out.
like that's
you
like
know?
the dream, like
Yeah.
yo, young LA code, like I'm set, like this is it, like oh I'll get in with young LA. But what's like your advice, like what motivated you to be like, you know what, like I could still, you know, get like affiliate links like here or there for companies that I'm super passionate about,
Yeah.
like totally respectable, but like what motivated you to do something even more than that? Like what motivated you to create your own company, your brand?
So like the way I live my life is like I try to squeeze out all the energy I can throughout the entire day so that I leave nothing left on the table, and where that puts me at a place where I never want to settle for anything, because the moment I get comfortable is the moment I start to settle in and get comfortable and just sit back. I can take a day off. No, because that just sets you back, because then once you do that, your fullest potential is taken down a notch. It's taken down one more notch. Oh, you took one step up. okay, let me take you back down. It's just holding yourself back up. So you have to remember to never settle, no matter how good it is, no matter how good you feel. If you have the mentality of never settling, you will go places way beyond your imagination that it's just ridiculous. So have that mindset of never settling for like no one, not even yourself. Don't even let yourself settle or get comfortable, because once you do, that's when you're going to be in like this state of mind where it's just like, fuck, I could have got this. You're going to be in a state of regret because you could have done this, you could have done that. But you never know unless you actually do it. So always be doing. That's all I got to say.
You don't want to live a life asking yourself a bunch of what-if questions. You don't. You want to always do more. There's always more you can do in everything that you do. Literally in every aspect of your life, you can do more, you can be more,
even if
and you
it's
can
just
achieve
like
more.
1% better that you can get every day, those little things add up to you being 100% the best person you want to be. And it starts now with what you do.
It's the power of compounding.
Yeah, and there's so many, I feel like the older generation, like you guys were talking about, like they just don't understand the power like of social media, and that like it can actually like be a career for yourself.
Yeah.
Like how like for parents like out there like tuned in right now, like what is something that like you guys would kind of like tell them to be like, hey, like you can make some good money, being like a social media influencer, like kind of just talk to me about like
I think until they can like tangibly like see you like making it and like tangibly see that you're making money doing it, I think it's very hard for them to believe it, because it's not something you can see. Like social media is not something you can see. You can't see like how much money you're generating. So until you can make a good living and like you can show them proof of that, I think that's where I could be wrong, but that's what perspective I have on that.
I think that like once you see like somebody popping off, they don't understand the magnitude of how serious this is.
Like how many eyes are on them,
If Lucas made a video like screaming about a pre-workout, he gets what, 500,000 views a video? That's 500,000 potential people buying into his. So if you get 5% of that, that's what, 55.
I'm not gonna
I want to say like
But you know what I mean? Like they don't understand the magnitude of how this could play out. They're just used to like retail, where you just go to a store, buy it there, but like seeing it on social media, buying it online, like it's a whole different world, a whole different level of it.
Yeah, and I feel like social media too, there's a lot of hate.
Oh, so much hate. No matter what you do, you're gonna get hate.
So like, what are like your experiences? Like I've experiences when I'm trying to post on social media and I'm trying to be someone that I'm not. Like I had people kind of making fun of me just for like trying. People always do that. What experiences have you guys had? You guys had to have. There had to be hardships in this. It's not always like
I wear sunglasses in the gym, Brad. I think I've had probably the most hate out of anyone.
All right, so talk me through it. I want to hear all of your experience about this, because
like that just proves to me if you're like
doing something
hating on me, that means you're just at a level below me and you're just trying to bring me down to your level. But
That's money.
It's just so easy for me to see that and like perceive that, because like if you're trying to hate on someone, why would you hate on someone if you're ahead of them?
They'll either be happy for you, or they don't care about you.
They either don't care.
Always
or
the
they're
people
gonna be
below you that
for
aren't doing anything.
And for those people, I feel sorry for the most, because like I care about those people because I want to bring them up to my level. I don't have to go back down to theirs. I want to bring them up. That's why I post what I post, because I don't really care what anyone thinks, because I'm living my own life.
How did you develop that mindset?
You either have it or you don't.
Yeah,
it's just simple. Everything is mental. You either have it or you don't. So but it is what you tell yourself. You're in control. So I either had the option to choose to care, or I had the option to ignore my feelings and whatnot and be stoic about it and just say, I don't care, because this is my life. I'm going to do whatever I want. If I want to wear sunglasses in the gym, oh, there's no sun, you look dumb. I don't care. Look at how many views I'm getting. Look, you know what's more important than money, and like you said, like the parents, what is going to take for them to see it? They see, oh, if you have money, then I'll understand it. No, what's more important than money is people's attention. And if you're giving someone attention, whether it be a good comment or a hate comment, it's still attention at the end of the day, and you're taking time out of your day, which is all we have is time in our day, and you're investing it into someone else, leaving a comment, whether it be any comment. So if you're commenting on someone's post, it's a good thing, whether it be hate or bad. It's just attention, and attention brings money. That's just
so. What like hardship? Like, did you like on your come up on social media? Zero thought of that.
No, because I knew the bad stuff was going to happen no matter what. It's unavoidable. It's just a matter of how you're going to deal with it once it does come. So you have to be ready for when it does come and know that the reason you're doing this is for a bigger purpose, and that'll always overcome any negative comment, any kind of stupid, dumb DM that you get. Trust me, it's not worth it. You don't even want to waste your time thinking or investing a message back into those because they're only going to set you back. And then that's what they want you to do. They want you to feed into them because they're mad about you being where you're at. And so they want to get your attention. Again, it's about your attention. So be careful where you put that, whether it be on a negative thing or a positive thing. But I always try to focus on the positive and what I can control because that's at the end of the day all I can do.
Yeah. What about you, Lucas?
So for me personally, like I definitely did let the hate get to me at the beginning because like I was so new to everything and like
was it hate from being in college and it was like people like around your college?
No. I think everyone that knows me always supported me, so I'm really blessed in that aspect. Everyone was always like about like what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But as far as like online, like I definitely let it get to me early on because like obviously my content is very like in your face and like some people would definitely like comment like your content's cringe, like this is cringe, like you stop kid, stuff like that. But I let it get to me at the beginning a couple of times, but the more you hear something, the more you kind of like become numb to it. It's like you hear it so often that it's like there's no like meaning behind it. It just silences it out. And then another perspective of mine is as long as you're getting more love than hate, then you're doing it right. You're doing it right. If you're getting majority support and then you got these haters just kind of spitting in the background, like that's how it's made to be. Like it's gonna be like that. So I learned pretty quickly how to like adapt to that and adapt to the hate, and I just stopped caring about what anyone thought. And I just obviously I went through periods of like where I felt like sometimes like I shouldn't I told myself like maybe I should switch my content up because like this is like getting repetitive and stuff like that, and I'm getting like these little hate comments in the background. But
and you're like contemplating
but then it's funny because I always get people in my DMs flooding me after a while if I'm inactive. They're like, where are your videos? We miss them. We miss those videos.
They're good in the first place because
they keep you going.
And then it keeps me going.
So why do you stop?
I stopped because
I'm open about it. Like
I'm a human being. I'm not 100% like consistent with my stuff. Like I'll go a couple of days without posting sometimes. Just doing my own thing, living my own life.
So like, what are you doing like when you're not posting? You're not on social media. Like, who is Lucas?
So recently, like I started working with my dad too in construction, so I kind of do that on the side too. I'm a big family guy. I love supporting the family because the family always supports you back. So wherever I can help out with my family, I do that too. So I'm still doing social media full time, but like I said, like I also like put myself in situations where I can help the family out and like trade my time for them. So
you're doing what like outside of construction as well? Like what are like your other hobbies too?
I mean, I'm in the gym a lot, obviously. So like 6 days out of the week, I'm in the gym. I hang out with my girlfriend a lot. She lives in Columbia, US. She goes to USC.
Got it.
Yeah. So I'm hanging out with her a lot. I hang out with the family a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
And then where do you kind of see yourself? You don't need to know, but like where do you see yourself in like 5 years?
5 years?
Yeah.
That's a big question.
I know. You don't need to know because personally I don't really know. I kind of have a feeling.
I'm just taking it one day at a time, Take it one day at a time and see where it takes me. Yeah.
So. And then what about you, James? I need to hear.
With the hate?
You hate the hardships of posting on social media because again, like it's tough sometimes. Sure. Like I went through kind of a period where I kind of like burnt myself out. Like I had this huge come up. It was like instant gratification. Like all my videos are like popping off, and I hit over 500,000 on TikTok. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna hit 1 million. And then my shit just started to kind of like decline.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like mentally.
Because you get so used to that dopamine release in your head,
sure.
And it's like
the instant gratification.
Yeah.
It is the instant gratification of that, and
you just want more every single day. And you just want more,
And then like towards like the around Thanksgiving time, like my stuff kind of just started to like decline, and I burnt myself out because I was traveling university to university, like drinking on the weekends and everything. But like, and I felt like at a certain point I was kind of like losing track of like why I started and like who I am in a sense of like, dude, like Brad, like you're waking up every day like 5 a.m, kick the fucking sheets, like go and attack the day. And once I was like, partying on the weekends, like going to all these colleges, like it started to like get to me, and like I was starting to like struggle to like wake up every morning at 5 because I was so like in my own head. Like I mean, it was cool. I lived it up. Like I enjoyed that moment. Yeah. But then it came to a point where my shit just fucking like
for sure.
It hit me all at once.
It's all part of the journey.
It's all part, and that's
growth is never like this.
Life Yeah, it's not about
That's
the destination, it's about the journey. Heck yeah,
Let's
that's
go.
probably one of the best things.
Shout out,
You
shout
just
out.
wanted to flex on
Nah,
that.
shout out grandma.
I
Shout
just
out
feel
grandma.
like
Look at my
there's-
Should we go ahead, quick front double buy?
I feel like there's a certain amount of suffering, a certain amount of pleasure that we're going to experience in this lifetime. So the more you put yourself through like a self-suffering in the moment, the more later on you're going to get to experience, and the better it'll be when you like push it off to the side and just keep delaying the gratification. The sweeter your treasure is going to be at the end. Like that's just how I think of it.
Yeah.
And so the more you skip out on the parties and the stuff that you really want to do because it's fun and you feel good when you're doing it and whatnot, at the end of the day, you have to look at, like, is this in line with my purpose? Is this in line with what I want to be and who I want to be?
So my question, all right, like, because
Every decision matters, I think.
yeah, because like, and I want to get to you about like hardships and stuff, but like, I'm still in school, right?
Yeah.
So like, what are your guys' thoughts on me, like, going out and like having fun? Like, I feel like there's got to be a balance of like having still having
No,
fun.
there is a balance.
Like,
You have
this
to
is
look
my
at the
last-
time scale of your whole life.
Yeah.
And what you're going to be at in the future is once you've set in stone, like, the things you want to get done, that's when I feel like you can enjoy it. And I feel like you can enjoy it. You can. It's just about how much you're willing to sacrifice now so that you can get the bigger reward later or not, you know?
Yeah,
I feel
just-
like you can balance it very well because
I still
you're a good
enjoy a
student,
lot of
obviously
every
you're the
second.
academic weapon,
But, like,
and you still party, right?
Yeah.
You have a good balance and you found something that's enjoyable for you and something that you can
Yeah.
do and grow from. So I feel like you do well in that aspect
Yeah.
of like balancing partying, academics really well.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like my whole mentality is like work hard, play hard. Like,
Yeah.
get my shit done during the week. Like, that's literally why I get up at 5 is so I can get everything done. And then it's like on the weekend, if I want to go out and have a good time, like, I'm
Yeah.
going to go out and have a good time. I want to, enjoy,
Dude,
it's my last semester coming up at Penn State.
sure.
So definitely want to enjoy, some times on the
I
weekends going
I
out with my
agree.
buddies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially if it's your last time there. Soak it all up.
Like, I
enjoy
have the
it.
rest of my life to, like, do
Yeah,
it. Obviously,
for
I'm going to
sure.
balance
Yeah,
all
that
of
makes
it. Like,
sense.
still
Yeah.
continue.
Obviously,
like, doing
we're in
everything
different
I'm doing.
situations. I
Yeah.
don't go to school. I'm already in this.
You're already
this
in
is
it.
my thing. I want to
Yeah.
do it now so that I don't have to
That's
worry
re-
about it later.
Yeah, and I feel like everyone has different opinions on everything and has like a
It's
different
based
journey.
on your situation, you
Yeah.
know. Like sometimes you'll be missing pieces here, and sometimes you'll have extra pieces here. It's just about what move you can make now that's
Yeah.
best for the position that
It's
you're
all
in.
about the end goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so like hardships on
Yeah.
social media. Walk me through it.
They covered it pretty well, but I want to cover one thing. Like,
Yeah.
let's just say hypothetically our videos are doing bad, right?
My videos
My
TikTok.
thing is like I don't really get too in my head
Yeah.
because I'll relate it to sports, right? Let's say you're a basketball player and you're shooting shots, you're not making shit. Can I cuss?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You're not making
current-
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like missing every single shot. So like, what is the one thing that's gonna get you out of that slump? Not taking any more shots, just like stopping right there. No, you got to keep on shooting
Just
until
get it.
one hits.
You're
Same
good.
thing about batting.
Because-
If you're fucking missing, striking out every single time.
We're just gonna stop.
You're gonna stop and then just end it there? No, you got to put yourself in that situation again. Keep on trying.
So like,
trying.
there's no missed shots because once the shot
Exactly.
is taken, it's in the past, and that past is already gone.
Move
It's
on from
only
it.
in your head. After
Yeah.
that, you can only look forward. That's it.
If you sit and cry about not getting views, which is the silliest thing ever to speak out loud, like
Well, because if you're worried about views and about likes, you're
That's
in this for the wrong reason.
Exactly.
Like you were in the and
Exactly.
but that's the fuck. Like so many like younger kids and shit that are like
All
trying to come
they
up in like
think
the
it's
fitness
about.
shit. Like they just think it's like. Yeah, like
Likes,
I
views.
have 100,000 followers. It's like, dude,
It's so bad. It's
who
like
cares about
there's
that?
like a
talk to
social
lot of
status
people,
to it
like,
almost.
I'm trying to talk
Jesus.
to people at Alpha
Fucking
Land,
sweaty.
and I'm like trying to meet them as a person.
passionate about it.
No, talk about this. Talk.
No, like for
Fire
real, I'm
away.
talking to people at Alpha Land, real life people, real life influencers, and I'm trying to get to. I live there, so
Get to know them,
I'm
right?
trying to get to know who these people are that I'm working around all the time, and I'm hoping they're like like-minded,
people,
great
yep.
people, real people, and they're like, yeah, but my following went down by this, and my analytics are not this, and I'm like.
I didn't hit
I
this.
don't want to
Yeah.
talk
Oh,
about that.
man.
I live that job every day. Like, I know it doesn't matter. That's not who you are. You're the one
Yeah.
posting. It's your profile, not anyone else's. Who cares? But, like, I'm not saying that to their face, but, like, come on. Like, it's common sense. Like, we're all influencers here. I
Just
know.
stay true to like
Just
your
stay-
purpose and
yeah,
your reason
exactly.
of like the impact.
And the followers
Maybe it's
will be
not an
added
impact,
on
they're
to
just
you.
fucking
Yeah.
like frauds and
obviously we
fugazi.
need
Exactly.
we need
Like,
likes.
the only like
Speaking
hardship
facts.
I would say that I had in like the industry was probably when like my Instagram got banned at like 55K and
That's
then I had to restart. But like at the end of the day,
That kinda sucks.
it is what it is.
No,
man.
that does suck.
No, it sucks.
Yeah, like
it sucks. So
but where are you at right now?
I'm at 66.
fuck yeah, dude. Minor
It
setback
doesn't-
for a major fucking comeback.
It's not a setback. It's a setup. So it's
Show him
just
the
like.
bicep.
Dang, did you hear that, Brad? Did you hear that, Brad?
Yeah,
Say it,
it's not
say
a
it.
setback. It's a setup. Or it's not a. Yeah.
Dude,
I'll get that tatted on me.
Don't
Yeah.
get that tatted,
It's not a
please.
setback.
all I gotta say is,
Setup.
yeah, those are mountains. Those are mountains.
But
Yeah, he's got some crazy
Bro's
biceps.
appalled right now.
what were we
Dude,
talking
he's
about?
Myra, dude. That just
guys,
completely
it's
threw him
like,
off.
guys,
No, I'm just-
mesmerized.
bro, you guys are just spitting like these little like motivational like quotes.
He's like
here
stuck in
and
a
there,
trance
and I
now,
was
dude.
Like, dude, like this is like
That's a
what it's all
bicep
about.
right there.
Yeah.
Like-
It is, bro. Like, this is what I'm starting a podcast with my two best friends that I live with that are very like-minded individuals. They own their own clothing brand that I'm sponsored with, Static Boys. This is their clothing that I'm wearing right now, Transcend. We're very into like all that stuff, and so we're making a podcast so we can talk about this. We can wake people up to like. The reality is what you make of it, and you don't have to go to school if you don't want to. You don't have to listen to everything your parents say when you're an adult. Like, that's just life. You grow up, and you make decisions for yourself with the life you want to live. It's just that simple. And we want to help people through that process. That's why we made Vision. We want people to have the energy, take the pre-workout, wake up, kick the sheets, and fucking attack their day with everything that they got. And we want to help each other do that because at the end of the day, if we're helping each other become better people, that'll make the whole world better.
Yeah.
And like the thing is, it's different than actually just saying it. Where like I think it was
Actions
Zach that
behind
was
it, yeah.
it was Zach that was saying it. He was like, Brad, like, you know, you're not just like saying it to say it. It's like you've actually like lived through it. Like you're actually like doing it, and that's why I document it. That's why I record it. And people are like, yo, like work in silence, this, that. And I'm like, that's fine. That's just not how I am. It's because I'm trying to actually have a bigger impact than just myself.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually trying to like impact like millions of people out there, and the way to do that is the power of social media, and is by documenting my daily actions of what I'm trying to do and accomplish. And it's like
Yep.
I'm just real, raw, transparent with people. Like if I'm having a shitty day, I'll say I'm having a shitty day. If I'm having a great day, I'll say it. Like, and it's just like I think it's so important to one, like what you're feeding your mind with.
100%.
So it's like if you're feeding your
all
mind with a ton
subconscious.
of like toxic things on social media, like
Even people hanging around with you talking about negative things, it gets into your subconscious whether you like it or not, and eventually that'll circle back to your conscious thought.
I also think it's like a waste of like time
It
too.
is.
Like when you just start like when I see myself like see myself like start like talking, like I have an issue like when I go to like Alpha Land sometimes, like I always see myself like talking about like other people.
yeah.
So I'm like, what has he done or what? And I'm like stop.
Yeah.
Like, stop. Like I don't know who they are. Like stop. Like
Exactly.
And it's like, and I want to like speak openly about that because I do sometimes.
You have to
I'm
catch
not perfect.
yourself, but,
I
like,
catch myself,
you
but
have
at
to be
least I
conscious of it.
recognize it.
Yeah, you're
and then I'm like,
conscious of
all right,
it.
Brad, like cut that
And you
shit.
shut that,
Did
like,
you guys? Did you guys? like, do that?
100%. You
Yeah.
have to do. I had to do that like so many little things that I was like, why am I doing this? This is not good. Like for me, it's not taking me. It's not good for anyone else. Cut that out. Throw it out of there, and then replace it with something better. It's just that simple.
No, Lucas, what do you gotta say?
Yeah, I mean, I think as long as you're progressing and you're always trying to get better every day, that's all that matters. You're going to fail. You're going to have setbacks in life. And, yeah, as long as you're always progressing, that's the most important thing.
And did you want to talk about college?
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
all right,
big question.
All right.
Tell me if you've been asked this, but like, you know how you've made a lot of connections and you network really well in college.
Yeah.
And you've made a career out of like your college persona, academic weapon, kick the sheets for college. Would you say that like college is absolutely necessary? Because you're talking to two people who dropped out. A person, you got your degree, right?
I got my degree, yeah.
A person who wanted to drop out but got his
Got that
degree.
piece of paper.
Would
Would you
Yeah.
say that college is absolutely necessary? What is your opinion on like not going to college, being forced into college? What do you guys say about that?
One, everyone comes from different backgrounds, so that definitely plays a big role on going to college or not. So like for myself, I didn't want to go to college. So like my senior year of high school, like I started this persona called like Backwards Hat Brad. So like right now, like you're talking to Brad, but then like this guy Brad puts on like a backwards hat and like these glasses, and he's like a whole like new character.
I used to have that, but his name was Chad. And they'd
Uh,
call me Chad in high school. And I had another friend, they'd call him Brad.
You had like another like where like you were like on camera and like you're a whole different person than like Justice.
I mean, I would
Like
just
a
do it
bro.
as a joke, like as a persona, as a joke. I wouldn't be on camera. I would just
So
do
why
it.
were you doing it?
So I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was cool.
Okay,
And,
yeah.
like people called me that because like I acted like a Chad sometimes, which I was like, I don't care.
Got it. Yeah. So like I was just doing it because like I just burped. I just wanted to become like famous. Like,
Yeah.
I just wanted to become like a sick, like, I was always like watching like Nelk and all these people like doing like crazy shit. And I was like, I have that energy. Like, I feel like I can like do that and maybe grab someone's attention one time and like I can like be a part of like a crew or whatever. But like, obviously like that didn't end up like happening, and I'm kind of like grateful that didn't, because that's not like, that's a part of me of like who I am, but that's not like truly like who I am, and I don't want to be known as this.
Yeah.
Like, obviously people still think I'm like whatever, like crazy or like out of my mind, but like,
It's
but
who
in
you
like
are,
a good
though.
way. But
Yeah.
like in a good way. Yeah, but in a
If you want
good
to
way.
get to the level like that we're at or even higher, then you have to be like a little bit crazy to just like do things.
Dude,
a certain
they can't be
way
go.
and just go.
Yeah, you just have to like
It can't
go.
be normal.
I agree.
You have to stand out a little bit.
But yeah, so like I didn't even want to go to college, but I just knew, and like I'm gonna be like up frank like on the pod and everything. Like I'm grateful. Like my dad is like paying like for my education, so like I'm grateful. Like he put me, my two older brothers, like through college. So it was like, Brad, like go to college, like get the degree, like you're covered on it, like go do your thing.
Like if it's free, there's no reason you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
do it.
Yeah.
Right,
It was. I was like, you know what? But even with him, you know, working his ass off his whole life to send me to college, like I still didn't really even want to go. But then I was like, you know what? Like, let's go to a big university like Penn State.
Get connections there.
Get
Get
connections.
relationships for
Build-
what you actually want to do.
That's what you did really well.
You gotta
in college.
use
You
it
got
for-
your network.
You are going to a university with 40,000 students.
It's huge. Yeah.
You know, like
That's
that's
a huge
huge
opportunity
Huge
to network.
opportunities.
And that's exactly what you did.
And I knew, like, if I can go to this, university, that if I just go there with the mentality of like, I don't give a fuck what people think about me, I'm just gonna go there and just try to create opportunity. I knew like the more people that I met out there, like the more opportunity would come, and then like I'd really be able to like figure out what I want to do by the time I was like a senior. And that's what I did like right away, like getting to campus. So like my opinion on college is like, hey, if you're gonna go to college, like go through like the academics and everything, make sure you like explore different options and make sure you get different experiences. Make sure you try to put yourself out there. Make sure you do show up to class, because you can meet someone new. Like I'd come up to class and I'd be like, yeah, what up, Brad? Nice to meet you. Yeah. So like, what do you do? Like, what do your parents do?
Yeah. My parents are freaking. My dad's a cop. My mom's a doctor.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, could you connect me like with your mom? I'm actually interested in like becoming a doctor. Like I would love to.
Sure. Yeah.
Boom! Like you already made.
Boom, right there.
Boom! Like you make a connection. Like it's like stuff like that where kids, I just feel like will like go through the motions of it, and they won't truly like get the most out of it.
Yep.
But like I want to hear like a perspective. Like, were you paying for your college or?
I was paying for some the last few years, but my mom paid for the first year.
I was in the same shoes as you. My parents paid for my college.
What about?
So like.
Because I'm trying to get a perspective of like someone that, because I had this conversation with like my friends too. I was like, so like, if you're not paying, like if you're paying for your education on your own, I want to hear that perspective of like, are you more pressured to like dial in on like your like
that's
academics
interesting.
and stuff?
100%, yeah.
That's
But
why.
I was talking to my buddy. He was saying no. He was saying he still tries to finesse his way through the system, even though he's actually paying for it. So like
You can look at it from a
So,
different
like-
perspective too. Like if your parents are paying for you know that they're financially responsible for you going to college, so you want to make them proud. You don't want to just let their money go to waste.
Yeah, because you can also.
So it's
pay
all
for
about
also a free college,
perspective,
so I don't
yeah.
care. So like that's the thing. So it's about perspective and like who the person is and what they're gonna do with it. So in my point of view of going to college is I had to pay for like all of like the books and like the housing and my living situation and all that. But like luckily my grandpa like had the Hazelwood Act, and if those of y'all that know what that is, it just basically pays for your tuition. So I had like all my tuition paid for, and so I had
it
to
was
pay.
other side thing. So you were like, all right, what if I?
Yeah, and I was getting into debt because I didn't have the money to pay for my housing and all that. So I was doing that, but I didn't have a choice because like I was pressured into school. Because what else was I gonna do? Everyone has to do something, right? You can't just stop.
So it's so I guess it really comes down to like perspective and like what that person is trying to like really do. Because it's a great topic, and obviously like there's been comments on like my TikTok like, oh, like bet your parents are paying for like your college and stuff, and like now I'm like open, like like my dad is, but at the same time it's like I'm curious as to, and that's why like I'm doing what I'm doing and everything, like, but I feel like even if I were paying for my own college, like I probably wouldn't be at Penn State. I probably would have gone somewhere where I can get like academic like money or scholarships,
some
stuff like
financial
that.
aid,
because
and whatnot.
in reality, I don't think it's worth going in $200,000 in debt.
No, it also
not at all.
it also depends on what profession you want to go
Unless you're
into.
gonna be some high-end profession, I don't recommend you getting that much debt at all.
Yeah, so engineers,
able to pay
doctors, all like nurses, all this stuff where you actually need education, like you can justify like college. Like you probably need to go to college, especially if you're passionate about those things. You know what I'm saying? But everything else, it just depends on the person and what your like personal goals
Like
are.
a business major, you don't need.
I
to
know
go
like
to
huge
business.
doctors that are like high end and they're still paying their student loan debt, and they're like super rich doctors.
It's crazy because I just feel like there's like such like a stigma behind like, or just like a societal pressure to like go to college and then like get that like whatever like corporate type of job and you make 80 to like 100K a year, but it's like, yo, why don't you try to like
Yeah,
think a little bigger than that?
Yeah.
Not everyone's like that, but,
But
it's
when
like,
you're in high school and you're stuck in that like echo chamber of all your friends and you want to be with all your friends, you want to go where all your friends are because you built that connection with them. Everyone's going off to college. What are you gonna do? You're gonna
So, like,
go
what
and
are
do
you-
what everyone else is
You wanna
doing
be the
because
bomb, yeah.
you want to be like you want to be like not everyone else. It's in our nature to act like the people we're around. It's just in our nature.
I want to get your guys' opinion. What do you think are like pros and then like cons, or you think it's of like the education system in a sense? Because I just feel like there's a lot of issues within the education
Yeah.
system
Me too,
that
yeah, 100%.
that like
Should be
bro,
done
like
a
I don't even
different
know how
way.
to like pay for a car, like buy a
Dude,
house,
because
or
they
like
don't teach you
tax-
that.
or like
The
because
issue
there's
is
so many
they
ways
only
around like
teach
like
you-
as I'm getting into more and more business, like there's so many different ways around like even like taxes too, and like I heard something about like if you like go to school or something you pay, it's like because of like tax reasons.
They don't
It
want
is.
you,
So
they don't
all
want you to
money
know that
is
stuff.
Debt, and so the only way that they can get the debt back, because they make the money, it's paper that they print. The only way they can get the debt back is by taxing us, and through any way. So that's the only way money works is through the tax, and so that's why I don't want to be having to depend on working for my money so that I can get it taxed at the end of the day and have half of it taken away.
Yep.
I'd rather have my money work for me and keep it and use the loopholes, use all the stuff that was invented for a reason for people that, you know, will actually put in the effort to learn the stuff about money so that they can use it to their advantage, which all the really successful business people do. And it's open to anyone. It's
And I
just a
feel like
matter
people
if
like
people are going
complain
to
about
do it
that,
or
like,
not.
oh, they're not paying. It's like, no, like
No, it's
they-
in the law.
It's
Like,
just like
yeah.
it's legal. It's just like they just know how to
Go
like,
around it.
Go around
Yeah.
it. Like that's
You
it's-
cannot blame them. It was
finesse.
made that way for a specific reason, and school is also made for a reason to make workers. I'm sorry to say
Yeah,
that.
it's
but
true.
School is made to make workers. It's not
I
made
agree.
to make people.
Think about it.
free.
Sorry to cut you off, but think about it. If the government wanted you to like actually win in life and like do what you wanted to do, they would incorporate classes about, you know, loopholes in the tax system.
And, like,
But they don't want you to know that, because if everyone knows the tax was, they're not getting no money.
Exactly, and also working, like, when do you ever, it's rare that we're working together in groups, which is like what we were been talking about. This is what Vision's all about, coming together so that we can bring one idea to life and another idea and just
It's like- it's not-
expand it.
'cause,
But
like,
in school, you're separated, you're put in a desk by yourself, you have to take the test by yourself, you can't ask for help.
I mean, there's
That's
like
not
group,
real life.
there's like group projects and like
It's not,
different-
but that's not real life. Like, for the majority of the time, you can help, you can ask for help, you can use the internet, you can use your phone in real life. Like, why are they
I was
gonna?
like, bro,
it's
what's it like the whatever the AI shit where like you type in anything and
Socratic.
and it like
Exactly.
literally
Oh,
pulls up
yeah.
everything.
There's so many
Exactly.
crazy
Like, that is not.
programs.
It's just like
Chat AI.
People don't learn
it's just to
anything, but they
separate
get a
them so
degree.
that they keep themselves to their own minds and so they don't actually overpower like everything else. When all the people
Yeah.
come together and figure out like, oh, maybe we should do.
Like I just did a video shoot with a guy that literally in high school went to trade school, like was doing like the tech program.
Yeah.
Like where he would leave the high school and do like and he would just learn how to do like media things like video editing, recording, like and learning. And now
Yeah.
he's working with the biggest corporations
Yeah.
because he learned at such like a young age, like real world, not studying a textbook or anything, like just
Yeah.
hands-on.
That's good.
Oh, shit.
Everything's
Valuable
hands-on
to
with a
figure out.
mentor, right? That's what it
Valuable
is, right?
Skill that
Yeah.
can make you money and
And
help
just
other
that.
people, and especially in a business aspect. Like, it'd be much better if you went and worked for free as like having this person as a mentor that runs a business or something that you want to do, and just learn from them and how they do it and how they got there, and that'll be way better than any degree that some guy that's in a business class trying to teach you that doesn't even own his own business. So.
That's another thing of like the difference with well again like I don't know why the education system does not push kids to like go to trade school. Like I'm just
Because then they're not going to make money. It's all
That's
about
what
money.
people think, yeah. What did you just say?
About what I just said?
Yeah. What did you just say? You said I was about to say something, but then I forget what I was gonna say now.
He
I was
just agreed with you.
basically saying, yeah, that I agree with you, and that schools. What the fuck?
Yeah, you said
it.
I totally forgot.
Yeah, I forgot to.
But yeah, sorry. Let's just start wrapping up. I mean, we've already been talking for like an hour.
Yeah.
I want to go around. Like, what's one piece of advice that you would give to kids that just want to like go and like chase their dreams? Start with Lucas.
Okay,
I got a
just
good one.
you cannot care about
I was gonna say
what
that,
people
dude.
think about you. You cannot. You just gotta
Perfect.
focus on your goal, focus on your purpose, and go all in with it. Period.
I would say that a lot of people, like, to put the idea out there, that a lot of people think they have to wait for something, and they're like, I need to get this ready. I need to get this ready before I can actually start. No, every single moment waited is just a moment wasted. So act now and just start doing, and then the rest will come together, I promise.
I want to kind of second that. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't need to be perfect.
I was
Just
gonna say
start.
that.
Like literally, just start.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do. And again, if you're in it for the views, the followers, whatever, I'm saying like
cannot,
social media wise, like you're doing it for the wrong reason,
Yep.
in my opinion. But if you're trying to like, you know, go work a corporate job or whatever, like that's total. Like again, that is totally fine. Not everyone, you know, wants to go and like think big, but I feel like if we can all kind of like come together of these like younger like creators that are starting to do cool shit like within business, starting their own companies, like I feel like it's gonna open eyes to a lot of people, and I feel like very soon like we will have the ability and power to bring all these people together.
Yeah.
You know, like through vision and everything, and really be able to have like a positive like impact on society and just hopefully fill a world of like just like winners and like go-getters and people that just like want to like work for it, you know? Like I just
Yeah.
feel like ever since like COVID, everyone just wants
Everyone's
given.
lazy.
Everyone's lazy. Everyone like wants like stuff like just given to them, and it's like, you know what? Like, all right, COVID's done. Like it's like 3 years past. Like
Yeah.
let's
It's time.
go.
It's time to put in
It's
work.
time to like
Yeah, pick it
it's time
up.
to like
Wake
amp
up
this
and
shit
start
up,
doing
yeah,
it.
and
Yeah.
start doing it.
I would say with be okay with like not making it right off the bat. Even if you have to go a
Yes.
year,
Takes
2
time.
years, 5 years, and
Yeah.
you haven't made a dime shit. If you really want to do that and you're truly passionate about
Yeah.
whatever you want to do, keep grinding. Never give up and just keep on chasing it. Like you said, don't chase perfection. Chase that end goal. Like, don't chase views, none of that stuff. Just chase that end goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to be perfect.
Yeah. You have to find a way to fall in love with the process. too.
Exactly.
If you don't love it, you're not gonna stay consistent
Yeah.
with it. So.
Yeah. You want to end the podcast? You tell them like, subscribe. Tell them.
All right, guys. you guys heard the show. It was a great one. Like, subscribe. All
Thank
of us
you,
here.
Brad, for having
Thank
us.
you, Brad,
No, I
so much.
appreciate you,
man.
dude. I appreciate
It was
you
an
guys,
honor
you know.
being on your
It was
podcast.
amazing.
Yeah,
man.
dude, I appreciate you guys
enjoyed
bringing
it.
me
I would
into,
love
you know,
to be
vision
back
and everything.
again one time, and it'd be fucking awesome. But
Yeah, you guys
great
gotta come to
podcast.
Penn State.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah, for
Keep
sure.
the
Brad's
sheets
a
and win
great
the
fucking
day.
guy, guys. Go like, subscribe to everything
For
that's
sure.
the Brad show. It was amazing. So
Shout out,
thank you,
Brad.
everyone.
Appreciate you,
Much
Brad.
love.
Legend.
Yeah. Appreciate you
Legend.
guys.
Legend.
Later.